joined by SwimMAC coach David Marsh. Coach, good meet for your team so far.
Yeah, pretty good. Big thing is the hosting of the meet, to have this meet in town. It just has been, our volunteers have been amazing. I mean, 250 people to put this thing on through the course of the weekend, and I'm thrilled with how it's going, and the swimming's gone pretty well too.
Yeah, and let's talk about the big story, the capital campaign to build a new pool.
Yeah, thank you.
Congrats on that, first of all, and just share some of your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so there's a huge need for pool space really around the country because swimming has grown so much. And I say swimming is not just the swimming at for USA swimming. It's summer league swimming. It's lesson program. It's a YMCA swimming. All those kind of things. There's huge needs right now for it. And I would say, in my opinion, this capital campaign we're doing is about just getting more lane space. Certainly for SwimMAC primarily, but we're also going to be, high schools will benefit from it, different clubs, swim lesson programs will be able to be expanded. So a lot of different ways we can help. And really it's two major pools. We own a pool down in South Charlotte on the Latin School campus. It's a 50-meter pool, but it's 24 years old. Paddock Pool donated it 20 years ago. It needs a new roof. It needs a major renovation. We're having more and more events there because the costs can be controlled by us. We don't have to rent it like we do rent MCAC here. We own that pool actually. And then we're going to try to build a brand new pool up on Lake Norman. So there's a great lake up here. The property that we've been able to secure a letter of intent on is a 2.5-acre piece of land that's in a gorgeous development of condos, retail shops. There's going to be a 280-room hotel right next to the pool. So, and the pool would be to the caliber it could host the Grand Prix. It could host major events, probably not nationals, maybe, but things that are a little bit small like that, 1,500 seats, that kind of venue. But also for programming, we need the ability to run a lot more programming things with our team because there's huge needs in our town. From lessons to our outreach programs to pre-team to our competitive team to our elite swimming. So all those things have needs, and more pool space is the primary thing we need.
Do you have a timeline for when that pool could be ready?
Yeah, so as soon as we get to the mark that we need to begin, which looks like about $1 million, we can begin to build because the financing piece looks pretty good too, and the fact that RLS, the contractor that is doing the whole development, can get us in there without having to build the parking and some of the infrastructure. That helps tremendously. The town of Mooresville has been a great partner. They're coming in and donating the bleachers, and they're going to bring their second graders through. We're going to teach all their second graders how to swim at that pool. So it's going to be a real community-oriented pool, but it's going to benefit all of North Charlotte.
Sure. Sounds like a very interesting project, and hoping that the funds come in rather quickly.
Well, we are, and anybody that is interested in helping out, we'd love to have any help we could, and go to our website, SwimMAC Carolina, and get more information. And there's lots of different ways to help, and lots of ways that even in passion areas, whether it be for homeless children to learn how to swim, or the teaching pool or segments of it, or just aligning with the branding of SwimMAC. We'd love to have sponsors reach out to us as we reach out to them. Thank you.
Yep, sounds awesome. And going back to the meet a little bit, let's talk about some of your swimmers. First of all, the highest profile swimmer was in here last night and out there watching.
Right.
That'd be Ryan. Sitting out.
That fedora, didn't he?
Yeah. It was all right. And sitting out because of those knee issues. What do you think is his prognosis in the next couple months?
Well, we're only thinking 2 weeks at a time right now. So 2 weeks he needs to keep it pretty locked down to try to get it to really heal completely this time. Probably, try to push it a little bit too early, and he's at a point where this time it really needs to get healed up properly, and then he can work on flexibility.
Sure.
So he's probably going to lose a little bit of mobility in this time frame, and then try to get it back before Pan Pacs.
And do you think his full slate of events will be reasonable by this summer?
We're not going to look at the full slate of events compared to what
Sure.
Michael Phelps is saying too. I think the both of them are looking to try to specialize a little bit more. He would like to swim a lot of events, but to me right now, honestly, I'm looking at trying to get him qualified in one event coming out of the Nationals for the Pan Pacs, so that at Pan Pacs he can swim a full menu of events there. I think he'll be better than getting one event, but then again, we have a lot of youngsters getting faster and faster. The sport of swimming is getting faster globally, so there's a need to not just stay where you are, but elevate even further.
Any events that are out? 4 a.m.
Well, the breaststroke's the question, and certainly the 4 a.m. I think from a training standpoint, I'm guessing he could do it really well off of his background and his skills. But that's not an event I don't think he's rushing to get in and swim again.
Do you think he will before 2016?
I have no idea. I mean, he certainly can, right? He has the skill to do that, but I think the way he wants to go is the shorter stuff. I think he wants to be a bigger factor on the relays. I think this past summer when he was the flyer on the medley, that got him really excited about being on that medley relay. So I think he thinks even more about what he can do to at this point in his career, get a next challenge.
And certainly the 100 fly actually has probably been his most impressive event, going back to last summer and also earlier this season before he hurt his knee again at Mesa and at sectionals. Are you surprised that he's doing so well in the 100 fly?
No, I think his fly looks great in practice. We have a lot of great flyers on Team Elite, so he gets to, you kind of see him compared to them, and he compares very favorably. I mean, he's swimming with Tim Phillips and Matt Choza and the guys like that are very strong flyers, and I think he's, you can see, when he, especially with his underwater kicking ability, and I think the passion he has to try to swim down to that event. I think he really goes after that event truly as a professional.
Yeah. One other swimmer who's probably not swimming the full meet, Camille Adams, who you told me this morning has been feeling sick. She swam the 2 fly and will be in the B final tonight.
Right.
What's going on with her?
She's just got in town, so she's been doing out of Texas A&M until this week, and we're excited to have her. She's such an incredible human being that she'll add excitement to the whole group and positivity to the whole group. But it looks to me like she's got to get healthy first from this cold, and then she's had a whole spring of doing a teaching internship. So she's, Steve said she's trained well, but not necessarily at the top of her game. So she's got a very serious next 8 weeks of training to get her ready for nationals.
And another swimmer who's not swimming this weekend, Nick Thoman, who I talked to last night, and he said his shoulder's been acting up a little bit.
Yeah, he's got well, it's not really a tear, but it's a nerve, basically a nerve issue that's given him tremendous pain. So he's kind of taken himself, off the shelf a little bit and wanted to take a full break to get this thing better. And certainly Nick, with his kicking ability and skills in the water, when he does decide to get back and get going, and when the shoulder allows it, he'll be really fast. But at the same time, for Nick, with like a lot of these guys, when they already have some medals in their hands and things like that, it's like I'd rather them be patient, do it right, do it for the right reasons, than to try to rush back and say overcome something that might set him back even further.
Right. So now that we finished up the Dr. Marsh segment, how about Kathleen Baker? Pretty good meet so far. Pretty good 200 free last night. Is that an event she's thinking about going forward? I mean, as a possible event to make it on the nationals level?
Well, Kathleen's a thinker, so I'm sure she has a plan that she's thought through that was way ahead of my plan. But with all the young swimmers I have, I encourage them to look at the IM as a primary event. And I don't know that she's ever put together her best IM yet. I think she has a capacity to be a brilliant 200 IM long course swimmer. But I think she does love the 200 free, and I think the fact that there's 6 spots in the 200 free, intrigues her as well. But she swam a 59.3 breaststroke this past short course season, and she's of course a very good backstroker, and her fly has probably been the one that hasn't made the next steps. So the butterfly is something we want to keep working on. She's capable of about anything, but the good thing for her is she's just I think found a good training pace. I think as the pros have come in, she just embraces the opportunity to race them in practice, and they're all like, "Hey, she'll just walk on somebody's hip and not let them go." She's a tough trainer.
Yeah, and do you think 2016 is realistic for her?
I think it's very possible. Yeah, sure. It's she's certainly one of those people that's among many that's in the position to have a chance. And I think in many ways in the United States with the women's side, we're trying to find those next event people,
right.
And they're kind of starting to play out right now. And she's one of the people that's gonna play into that. But her biggest challenge is get one step better per day. It's not a matter of looking too far ahead. Although, as I said, she's a thinker, so she's already thinking ahead. I'm trying to get her to just think of tomorrow's practice.
And moving on a little bit, one of the more impressive swims from your guys this weekend, Michael Lawrence in the 2 breast this morning, 225.
229.
Oh, 229, no, whatever.
It'll be 225 or better tonight, I'm pretty sure.
You think so?
Yeah, she's Micah. I think what's really helped Micah is when she finishes school, and she's at Queen's University right now, finishing up her degree from Auburn. She's finishing at Queen's, so she just finished school, and it seems like as soon as she finishes school and can concentrate on swimming, it really is a big difference for her. And that's part of why her history of NCAAs wasn't that good coming through.
Okay.
She's a perfectionist kind of at everything. So when she does school 100%. She does swimming 100%. And I think tries sometimes to burn the candle too much at both ends. So she is a big deal for her too. Is she just has been embraced as a pro. Speedo just signed her recently.
Oh, really?
And I don't know when they're going to do the release, but she's I think that helped her too, being comfortable with being a professional swimmer and knowing that she's kind of a little more secure, even financially, than because she's been actually living this whole spring without a car. She got a car accident, hasn't had a car, has had to kind of bum rides all spring. And the fact that she can kind of afford to raise her a standard of living, I think liberates her a little bit. And I think I thought the 107.5 last night was probably even more significant to show that she can go down to the 100. I think she will be able to go down to the 100. One thing about Micah is she's only going to get stronger. I mean, the strength is not one of the things that she's good at right now, and that'll only make her better in those events.
Yeah. And last thing real quick, Cullen Jones made his first appearance at the meet this morning, out in lane 7 tonight for that 50. Is he going to pop off something pretty good? Just the 50.
I hope he has a good – he's in a 50 free and a 50 fly, and I hope he has a good, strong 50 tonight. I'd like to see where he can be with his best swim right now. I'd be really happy with a 22.7, that kind of time tonight. I don't think it's holding back this morning. I think it's going strong, but he typically swims better when the audience gets louder and things get more bright. And he's done a really good job of physically staying in shape in the gym, and he's going Pilates twice a week right now. So he's added some things like that in, and really just now beginning to get serious about the water training he's doing. So he has the ability to kind of turn on and get going in a short period of time, and that's what we're looking at now is to put together that ideal program for him, so that by the time we get out to Irvine, he'll be prepared to swim fast. Yeah,
that should definitely be quite a race tonight. Coach, thanks for your time, and good luck the rest of the meet. Thanks.
Thank you.